Hello everyone. Let us see the next topic, that is pigeonhole principle. So the pigeonhole principle, it states that if m pigeons occupy n pigeonholes and if m greater than n, then two or more pigeons occupy the same place. So it means there are more number of pigeons and the pigeonholes are less. So when more number of pigeons are there, so one or the more pigeons should occupy in the same pigeonhole. So it means two or three pigeons may occupy in the same pigeonhole. So one more statement or principle: if m pigeons occupy n pigeonholes, where m greater than n, then at least one pigeonhole must contain two or more pigeons in it. So two or more pigeons will occupy the same pigeonhole as the pigeons are more in number and the pigeonholes are less in number. So there is an example given over here, that is 8 children are born in the same week, then two or more children are born on the same day of the week. So here 8 children, the number of children are 8, and if you consider the week, uh, same week, the in the number of days in the week there are 7 by considering. So in at least one day, two children might have born. So that is the thing what he wants to convey over here with this example. Next, generalized pigeonhole principle: if m pigeons occupy n pigeonholes and m greater than n, m greater than n means pigeons are greater than the pigeonhole, then at least one pigeonhole must contain p plus 1 or more pigeons. P plus 1 or more pigeons in it, where P is equal to m minus 1 by n. So with this formula you can find out the number of pigeons and all, and number of pigeon holes has to be calculated, and in the coming examples we can see how the calculation for a particular example uh, is being done. And let us see in the next example, so what he is conveying over here. Prove that if 30 dictionaries in a library contain a total of these many pages, then at least one of the dictionaries must have at least 2045 pages, that is 2045 pages. So consider, so this number of pages as a pigeon, that is m is equal to this much, and n means what? Our pigeonhole. 30 dictionaries are the pigeonhole, that is n is equal to 30. By using a generalized pigeonhole principle, so this is our generalized pigeonhole principle. So by this, by using this generalized pigeonhole principle, at least one dictionary must contain p plus 1, p plus 1 or more pigeons. So p plus 1 is equal to m minus 1 divided by n. So here this here 1 comes over here, and 661,327 minus 1. So p is equal to, actually this is p is equal to this divided by 30 plus 1. So the same formula here, p minus 1, p minus 1 divided by n plus 1. Okay, plus comes over here. So this gives out for us to be 42041. So this is nothing but our actual answer. So these these many pages occupy in one of the dictionary. So if five colors are used, if five colors are used are used to paint 26 doors, prove that at least 6 doors will have same color. So five colors are taken as pigeonholes and 26 doors are taken as pigeons. So always pigeons are more in number as I told. By the generalized pigeonhole principle, by applying that in this formula, so p plus 1 is equal to m minus 1 divided by n plus 1. 26 minus 1 divided by 5 plus 1. So this comes out to be 5 plus 1. So this is the resultant one. So what is composition of function? So we have seen functions and function f from a to b, and function is denoted by the a to b by this dashed symbol. So now what is composition of a function? So here we'll be having two functions f and g. By this, how the function composition is formed, we'll see. Consider three non-empty sets. So this is three non-empty sets a, b and c are there, and the function f from a to b. A to b is a function, and function g from b to c. The composition of these two functions, is defined by g of f. G of f from a to c. It is f is from a to b. G is from b to c. Then g of f means a to c, which is with g of f of a is equal to g of f a for all a is equal to a belongs to a. So it is denoted in this manner. So f is a function from a to b, g is a function from b to c, and c is a function from g is a function from a to c. So for that we call it as a g of f. So this is the function f. This is g from b to c, and g of f means it is from a to c. So that's why there is a edge from a to c. So we'll see the example here. That will be more clear whenever you complete this example. Whenever you understand this one, a is equal to 1 2 3 4. A function f from a to a is a function defined by f is equal to 1 2 2 2 3 1 4 3. Find f square. F square we have to find. F of 1 is equal to, it is 2, because f of 1 is, it's, this one is a 2. F of 2 is equal to 2. F of 3 is equal to 1. Sorry. F of 4 is equal to 3. Okay. F square. F square means f of 1. So inside also f of 1. So f of 2 is equal to. So f of 1's answer is 2. So f of 2 is equal to. So this comes to be 2. Okay. So f of 2. F of 2. 2 is f of 2's. So here f of 2 is again 2. Okay. F of 3. So for f function of function f of 3. So function of function f of 3 is what? 3 is 1. So f of 1 is again 2. Okay. And f square of 4. So f of 4 is equal to. So f of 4 is, sorry, f of 4 is what? F of 4 is 3. So f of 3 is what? 1. So our f square is 1 2 2 2 3 1 3 3 2, next 4 1. So this is our f square. Okay. Consider functions f and g defined by f of x is equal to x cube and g of x is equal to x square plus 1. So where x belongs to R, find g of f, f of g and f square g square. So g of f of x. So g of f, what is f of x? F of x is equal to x cube. So x cube. So g of x is x square plus 1. So 3 raised to x plus 1. So it comes to be f raised to 6 plus 1. Okay, this is f. F of g is, g of f is x raised to 6 plus 1. F of g of x. So now coming to this part, simplification of g of x. So g of x is x square plus 1. Next, this comes to be f of x. So what are f of x is? Yes, f of x is x cube. So considering this as x, f x square plus 1 raised to 3. So x square plus 1 raised to 3. So this comes to be x raised to x square raised to 3 plus x cube plus 3 into x square plus into 1. Next x square plus 1. So this is, if you simplify, this is the answer, x square and g square. So you can try this one as I have told you, just substituting f of x and at two different places. So and substituting g of x at two different places. Next, let a be equal to 1 2 3 4, b is equal to 1 2, b is equal to a b c, and c is equal to w x y z with f of function a to b, g is equal to b to c, given by f is this one, g is this one. Find f of g of f. By data f of 1 is equal to a, f of 2 is equal to a, f of 3 is equal to b, f of 4 is equal to c. Okay, so this is for the function f. G of a is x, g of b is y, g of c is z. Since f of a function from a to b and g is from b to c and g of f is a to c. See, f of g of f of 1, g of f of 1. 1 is what? F of 1 is a. So g of a means x. G of f of x. So f of 2 is what? F of 2 is a again. So g of a is what? X again. G of f of 3. So f of 3 is what? B. G of b is what? G of b is y. Yes. G of f is how 4 is? F of 4 is c. So g of c is z. So this is our g of f. this is our g of f. 1x, 2 2x, 3y, 4z is the g of f. So with this, this is a completion of composition of a function, and what is invertible function we'll see, and some examples we'll see in the next video probably. Invertible function f from a to b is said to be invertible if there exists a function g b to a such that g of f is equal to ia. That ia is called as invertible function, and f of g is ib, where ia is the identity function and of a, and ib is the identity function of b. Then g is called an inverse of f, and we write g is equal to f inverse. So this is an invertible function. Invertible function for this, g of f is the identity function, and f of g is the identity function, not invertible, is denoted in this manner. Ia means identity function of a, identity function of b. So then it is represented as this in this figure. Okay, so f from a to b and g from b to c. Okay, so we'll see some of the examples related to inverted functions in the next video. Thank you.